The other day, I was talking to a friend who runs a small IT business, and he began talking about recession and the impending slowdown, downturn in the economy. And this seems to be front and center among his community of professionals. And this topic is something you just cannot walk away from, because the news has been focused on this for the past few weeks, few months. If you read both the business press and the IT focused blogs and IT focused forums. Now, what does this really mean to us and why is something that I will explore in this brief talk. But first things first, what is causing this anxiety among business leaders and among businesses about an impending slowdown, recession, or downturn, whatever you want to call it? A few reasons. Ever since the Trump administration took oath earlier this year in 2025, the business world has been watching very closely the announcements that are coming out. Tariffs have been front and center, and the announcements of tariffs have been very unpredictable, leading businesses to tighten their belts and get into a wait and watch mode. And it's not just the US businesses that are operating around the world are watching very closely. And this is sending shockwaves across global economies. Multinationals, mid-sized businesses, small and mid-sized enterprises, and even really micro ventures, small ventures, like my friend's IT service company. Now, while tariffs have caused this uncertainty, the other blow has been the immigration, because the US administration has been tightening the screws around legal immigration, illegal immigration. And illegal immigration has been front and center for the administration. Shiploads of illegal immigrants have been rounded up and transported back to their home countries. Plane loads of them have landed back in India and in other parts of the world also. And this is causing anxiety among youngsters, among those aspiring to immigrate. And in the US itself, companies are taking a hard look at their businesses and their operations. Now, one company that has been at the front and center of this is TCS. And we'll come to that in a minute for a couple of reasons. The H1 visa. H1 news is something that those of us in the tech industry have not been able to escape. And the news started with a huge bang, a lot of confusion around it. The administration started by saying, $100,000 per year for all H1s, and then backtracked to saying it's only for new visa applications, and then further tuned it up saying only $100,000 per application as a one-time fee. Regardless, all this confusion means one thing, that companies are going to start rethinking their use of H1. And two companies in particular have been under the scanner, Amazon and India-based software services company TCS. There was a congressional inquiry where TCS leaders were grilled by the US Congress on the use of H1 visas and the misuse of that program. Now, all this means that yes, when the slowdown comes, slowdown is coming for a couple of these reasons: tariffs, H1, the business uncertainty, and of course the global business climate. Now, given all this, what does this mean to you and me, employees who are likely to be impacted? Now, there are a few observations and lessons on what we can learn from and take forward if and when a recession hits. First things first, you need to understand your microclimate, because you and your family, your life operates in a certain business environment, in a certain region, in a certain city. Not all businesses, not all cities, not all countries are going to be equally impacted. So take a stock of where you stand. And likewise, take a stock of your organization. Where do you work? Is your organization stable? Stable enough to ride out the changes or not? Larger multinationals may be more stable, may be more resilient. They may announce hiring freeze or pockets of cuts, but not across the board. May not impact all the employees. So take stock of your enterprise, your organization. Likewise, if you work in a mid-sized organization or smaller organization, take stock of where you stand. Are you likely to be more impacted, less impacted? Is your business going to be impacted? Like the example of the friend I was talking to. Now, he runs a really small enterprise, about 15-20 developers, has one major client, a couple of major projects from that client. Now, if that client gets impacted, all hell is going to break loose. He is going to have to retrench, have to lay off a sizable portion of his workforce. So if you work for a company like that, a small enterprise, make sure you're able to read the tea leaves, understand that context. Likewise, based on the region that you live in, the country that you live in, the place that you live in, understand the social security net that's available to you, resources that are available to you if you're laid off. And the other key thing to keep in mind is, what is your role, your position in the company? Are you indispensable? Do you work for a critical project that is not likely to be impacted regardless of the business climate, because it's too important for the company or for the enterprise? Now, is your role so important that you just cannot be replaced? Only you know that. Your business environment is going to dictate it, and you are likely to understand it. Likewise, do you have a plan B if you are impacted? Do you have any side hustles, side ventures, say maybe investment ventures or rental income or other income that's going to tide you over if you are hit, if your job is hit? Now, the other key thing to also take a view of is like a balanced scorecard, because a job or a hit to your income stream is not a hit to your entire life. The other dimensions of your life, say your family, your kids, your relatives, your friends, your neighbors, your pets, and maybe your house, your mortgage, your community that you live, all that are going to balance out, say maybe a loss of your job or loss of your income stream. Take a balanced view of that. And likewise, keep in mind, a recession, while it is going to be bad, you need to apply your lens on the news. Learn to filter out the news or the noise from the news. Because say any headline on recession or any tech news or a blog on recession or this kind of a podcast on recession is something that you need to take with a grain of salt. Is that going to impact you, your life, your community? And if not, apply your personal filters on that. Tune out the noise. Just focus on what it could mean to you, your family, your community, and continue your life. The recession is not going to